Okay, I'm live. So basically, today what I'm going to talk about is what narcissists think, how they think. And this is my opinion from some people that I've been watching and that I feel like have some like narcissistic characteristics. The first thing is I did write it down. I don't owe you any explanation. And if I give you one, I'll somehow make sure that later I defeat you. So it's like, okay, they feel like they don't owe you an explanation. It's just like they're so superior that they don't need to tell you anything. And then some of them get so serious about their narcissism that if they do give you an explanation, they're going to make sure that somewhere down the road they defeat you or make you feel completely defeated. That's one. Two is they think the problem is that you like them, but they don't like you. That's the big problem. Oh, they like me, but I don't like them. That look at some of the videos that talk about narcissism. They look at people. I think that it's gender exchangeable. Like they do this with men and women. They look at people and they're just like, "Who do you think you are? Like I'm way better than you." Okay. The next is they hate you and they're showing hate for you because they care. Like the person that has a problem with you, they're hating on you because they actually care. But you hate them, but they hate you because you're stupid. So you hate them because you care about them, but they hate you because you're ignorant and you're stupid. So all the good qualities fall on them, and all the horrible qualities somehow fall on you. And how is that making you feel as a person right now? Pretty crappy, right? Yeah. That's the objective of the narcissist. Whether it is or not, that's how they're basically going to be making you feel. Dangerous and unhealthy relationship. So the next thing is they compete with all genders at high levels. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna be a gentleman toward her because she's a female. I'm gonna excuse that her eyebrows aren't just done. But it's like, yeah, I'm gonna totally crush that person because I can. Whether it's a female, whether it's a dude, it's all about their superiority. Like I have to prove that I'm superior and that I'm the best. Like I'm competing against you. I can beat you. They can't take criticism. If you give them any criticism, they'll find a way to flip it back. They won't take it as good advice. They'll find a way to flip it back on you and make you look like the horrible, unreasonable person because you're criticizing them. Now, they'll criticize you and they'll be like, oh, I'm so right and all this. But when you turn around and criticize them, you're just stupid and it's all love though because they're superior and they look good and they're the best. I couldn't be possibly telling you because this is how I truly view you and see you, and you need to work on yourself. No, they just have a problem because I'm all that. And it's always that. Like, this person can't reflect on themselves and say, oh, well, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I could work on that though a little bit. I think, a weak person has a problem admitting their weaknesses. That's really what it is. They have to be perfect. Like, that's not attractive when a dude, you can clearly see a dude has weaknesses, but they're using like some 48 rules of power or shit. And they're just like, oh, I can't admit my weaknesses. I'm going to just act like I'm the strongest person in the world. Not attractive. But whatever, go for it. Whatever works for you. They think people can read their minds. Like, They don't tell you anything. They just expect you to know. Like, oh well, they should know. Like what's their GPA? Like they should totally know that. And like there's like no form of communication. It's just like you're an idiot. You're stupid. Like if you didn't know that, like who doesn't know that? Oh, you know what? Let me go find somebody that's way better that can actually understand and see those things. They don't have the time to take for you. I think that's excellent. Yeah, they're too good to give people time and time to change. So it's like, oh, well, if you're not already perfect in this, probably haven't even really had a real conversation and sat down with you and talked about stuff like on a serious note. But they'll be like, if they see something that they feel like is a weakness of you, over the course of one or two times, if that happens, it's just like, oh yeah, I don't have time for that person, and I don't have time for that person to change. That person is just viewed as weak. On to the next. And I don't think that it even has to be like the most crucial thing. Like it's just like, oh, you said this was gonna happen. Real situations and circumstances could have actually stopped it from happening. Like the storm, like Corona, like anything. Like stuff's not moving quick enough, like that you are out, you don't really have any control over unless you take all these extra steps and you're gonna tire yourself out. And even if you take those extra steps, there might be just a situation you can't control. You have to depend on and wait on somebody else. And they'll look at you and view you like, oh, you're just not adapt. You can't handle things. Like, but then they'll make it seem like they're the most mature person on the earth. And they're like super mighty and superior and like they have no they have no like exchange for why maybe this is okay. That's reasonable. I understand. Well, maybe I give that person the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it is something. We'll wait. We'll see. No. The next thing is they consider themselves the best and they have nothing to learn from you. So it's like they feel like they're the best. They're good for where they are at their age and they can't learn anything from you because they might have got a position or they might have like so many subscribers or they might be making a certain amount of money, they might come from a certain family background, and so they just think to themselves that I have nothing to learn from you, you can only learn from me. And they clearly are missing some things in their department. They're clearly missing some screws to the puzzle. But they'll totally act like, you are just so much further beneath them. So, yeah. Okay, like these people could be like much younger or just younger people. I've worked with a lot of younger people, like 20, 24, right? And they might have a higher position and like say they're a manager or they somehow are like store manager or something like that. You do a little history, you find out how they got that position and you see the circumstance how that happened, and it's just like, oh, okay, I see, I understand. You're older, you've experienced way more on high levels of type things, like things they probably couldn't even think of. And your critical thinking skills are pretty good. If you come to them and let them know something, they'll look at you like, and they'll be so like offended, and they'll just be like, "Well, I clearly have to be better than you because I have this position. So you're clearly just under me." They won't take any good advice. And then if they do, they'll just use that 48 laws of power and like steal your credit and act like it was their whole idea. And they won't mention you at all. Like, oh yeah, that person mentioned that, and I think that's a good idea. We should incorporate that. No. So it's just like, okay, whatever. Whatever. Like, look, if you're 18 and in your 20s and all this, and you can't, even older than that, like the wisest people, the smartest people are like 80, 90, and they'll tell you they're still learning. They're still freaking learning. That's what wise people do. They tell you a wise man loves to learn. Period. Go look it up in the Bible if you're out here chanting you're a damn Christian. Okay? A wise man, and if you're not, it's still literature. And it's pretty good literature. A wise man loves to learn. A wise man seeks good counsel. So even if you don't seek that person's counsel and that person's counsel is good, you should still love to learn. Oh, thanks for sharing that with me. That's fucking mature. That's fucking attractive. Not, oh, I know that, or not even I know that. They won't even acknowledge that. Just like, okay, like I'm better than that. I don't need your advice. I don't need your help. But yet they're not showing anything that shows that they actually knew that they're living by that they're going by that. They fail to realize that you might have experiences and knowledge that they don't have, even if the person's younger than you. They could possibly teach you something. If it's smart, if it's intelligent, if it's new, like you're supposed to always be open to listening. And people doubt people and think that these people, oh, just lived a hard knock life, but they can't teach me anything until they have a hit album and are sitting at Jay-Z's table. Yeah, they wouldn't try to, like Jay-Z and a lot of other people said, oh yeah, they don't care about you when you got the knowledge and you got the information, you got the talent, and you got this and you got that. You could have that the whole time. Did nothing change about that person. But only until you get so far up, then they'll start listening. But the people that they respect the most are the people who took heed to them, listened to them, and paid attention to them before they were at that level. Because now that the bread is made, you want to sit at the table, but you didn't really help me make that bread, right? We all know the book. So yeah, just stop. Just stop. I recommend right now. And I've had people who were like 20 something that were in manager positions that took people's advice. Well, have listened to me and really appreciated me. And to the point where they're like, I want to see if we can get you up to, you know what I'm saying, that status. Like I'll vouch for you and other people. So I know that the opposite is out there, but it's just like to me, those are the more intelligent people. And I'm not saying it because they're saying, "Oh, you." It's because I know that they're actually listening and they're taking in valuable information. They're considering what other people are saying. They recognize this person's experience. They recognize this person's work value. So it's not just all about your looks and you have muscles and you have subscribers and you have views and you're this big deal, but you have this huge attitude problem or you have all these gaps in your maturity. Like, no. And then people can try to tell me like, oh well, if you're so great in this and that, well then why don't you have this and why don't you like you don't know, you just don't know. Like I don't have to be lacking. I've been a little bit picky, but there's times that it was things that were completely situational, and I've had great opportunities. It just kind of happened a little bit strangely. So, and I think that I'm still going to have good opportunities. So I'm not I'm not gonna like just give up completely. So that's all I want to say is I notice some people are just like, oh, I'm better than you and I like you. I mean like not I like you. People acting like, oh, they're only talking bad about me because they like me. And I don't like them. No, I don't know if you're fishing for information, but yeah, unless somebody says that they like you or gave you a hint, because men are real good at mixing up information. Men are real good at assuming things that aren't true. They do that crap really well. And it ain't got to be about no mixed signals. It's because you don't know the signals. And you're just assuming that everybody likes you because they smiled at you, because they left a comment in your comment box, because they responded to you. No, you could literally just be a person responding to something because something's on your mind and you want to talk about it. You could literally just be a nice, friendly person, and then y'all wonder why women are walking around with a frown on their face and they're just like, get away from me. I don't want to talk to you. You open the door and I don't say thank you. You say hi and I don't speak. Because any little thing that we do, you'll turn that into, oh, they like me. So I'm done with this video. I came out here early because I got up and I decided I wanted to start my day early. And so let me know what y'all's responses are. And hey, dude, lay off the ego, dude. Lay off the ego. Because then when females come and start knocking it down, y'all start looking all sad and crap. And then we feel because like we're nourishing and all that, like we need to lift you back up after you beat us up verbally, emotionally, and mentally. And then we come back like a cat attacking you like you should be attacked. And then you fall apart. And then we're supposed to lift you back up again so you can have that high spirit again. Yeah, just tired of the circles.